Hey, it's Tuesday. Welcome back. Total Schmidt Show. We're back. Let's do this. Total Schmidt Show Season 3 is upon us. Tune in every week. I talk to entertainers from all over the world. Singers, dancers, comics, musicians, drummers, blah, blah, blah. All kinds. Techs, even some cruise directors. Most of the entertainers I talk to work on cruise ships. If you ever wanted to know what entertainers do, how they get through their day, any of the behind-the-scenes stuff about entertaining, we'll talk about that stuff here, as well as we'll delve into some of the entertainers and some of their works, some of their albums coming up, some of the things they've done in the past, things you can look forward to in the future. All that stuff you can catch here on Total Schmidt Show. But either way, get yourself a pizza, a beer, some bourbon, light up a cigar, or some sort of joint, or whatever type of crutch or vice you need to get through the evening, and sit back and enjoy whatever it is I put together this week on Schmidt Show. Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you're listening on the podcast, thanks for being here. Subscribe to the podcast. It would really help me out. I'd appreciate it. Lots of followers. You know, that's what matters these days is the followers. So if you're listening and you enjoy, please subscribe to the podcast. We're on all podcast platforms. Or just go to LennySchmidt.com. You can subscribe to everything through there. If you're watching the podcast, you've already been to LennySchmidt.com and you have joined one of my wonderful packages I have. I have the podcast package, which is $2 a month, and you get every single episode. $20 for the year. That's like it's about 45 episodes, something like that. We take the back end of the year off, but it's a good deal if you want to watch all of them and check them out. I guess that's about it. This week, I'm babbling my way through the intro. I apologize. Patrick Maliha, I worked with out of Vancouver, Canada. He's Canadian. Really funny dude. I had no idea who he was. Or that he existed or anything, and we spent some time together working last week. We had a blast. It was a great time. His show's fun. His stand-up show is great. He also wrote him and his writing partners wrote an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. The episode was called Cry Wilderness, which got a lot of attention. He's a very funny cat, very quick stuff, a lot of voice stuff. I liked his show. He was fun with the crowd. He was cool to hang with, and the podcast is long. It's like an hour and a half long, man. We talked about a lot of stuff. We got going and just kept going, and he was really great. So if you sit back and listen to the podcast, enjoy it, subscribe. Like I said, please go to LennySchmidt.com. You can subscribe to all my stuff there. I'm at Mr. Lenny Schmidt on all social media platforms. And if you're listening on the podcast, one of the platforms, just to subscribe. Do that for me. And in the meantime, please sit back, enjoy my conversation with the one, the only Patrick Maliha.
Hi, my name is Patrick Maliha. This is my voice. If you can hear me, that means that this is working.
Wow, that's the most honest sound check I've ever heard in my entire life. Hello. It seems we're doing things correctly now.
These are words coming out of my mouth. Oh, this
All
is
right, man.
How are you?
I'm good. I do the same thing. I don't make it like an interview. We just kind of talk about most of the shit that we've probably already talked about this week.
Sounds good.
Maybe more shit.
Wonderful.
Seems like you have a lot of things to talk about, so we'll let you talk forever. And nothing bad about the lines, obviously, and anything that we don't feel comfortable with, I'll pull out.
Nothing bad about the lines?
The cruise lines.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll talk about working on Carnival, yay, but I won't be like, Carnival's bullshit, you know.
No.
So,
I would just say, my travel has been challenging.
The travel's always challenging, but I'll leave the positive shit in there and all that stuff.
Oh, my God. Can't believe you're already...
And then I've
got to work for the man already. This is bullshit.
And then it's a regular podcast on Spotify and shit.
Nice.
Anybody can get it. And then the video version is on my website.
Awesome.
And they have to pay to see the full one. But
that's right. You fucking do.
That's right.
God damn you people.
That's how I do it. That's how I fucking do it.
See how I look. I didn't know that we were going to be doing visuals. Hold on. Just pretend I'm vain.
Oh, okay. Are you doing your own? Oh, I like it.
Well, that's
you look great.
I look great. I look great for my age. How old are you? 73. Oh, really? Actually, 54. 54. You look like shit. This is great. All right. I'll let you start so I know we're starting.
We started. I started recording already.
We've already started?
Yeah.
All right.
I started while we were having lunch.
Oh, man. Oh, well, hello. My name is Patrick Maliha, and it is an honor to be a friend of Lenny Schmidt.
All right, let's not.
I'm
not paying
is
for
this
this.
Lenny Schmidt needs a friend?
Oh, it's Total Schmidt Show is the name of the podcast.
Oh, it's a Schmidt Show.
You've never heard of it.
No.
Well, there is a Schmidt Show now. This might be I might have to deal with an issue, a trademark issue.
Oh, somebody else has a thing called the Schmidt Show?
Well, I trademarked the Total Schmidt Show about
Right.
a year ago.
Right.
So I get updates every month. It goes, hey,
Right.
you're good. And then last month I got 2 pings going, hey.
Have we checked the sound on this, by the way?
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
You're coming
All right.
through just good. You
Okay.
should be fine.
Okay.
As long as you're talking into the microphone. It's directional,
I
so talk. When you look at me, maybe move the mic forward. So when you're looking at me, the mic's right in front of you.
So if I do that like this?
Yeah, you
like
can do that.
How's
Yeah,
this?
of course. Yeah, you can do all
And
that.
then the
shit.
mic falls off. Fuck!
Yeah, son of a.
Can we swear on this?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody watches this really.
Yeah.
Oh
man.
Flavin.
How was it? How was it when you had Patrick on? We doubled our viewership. 4 listeners? Oh,
Oh,
2. It was.
2 is. I was peaked at 2. I didn't
That's
know
right.
what to do. It was very confusing.
Yeah, my mom and dad were listening, and then dad was just like, "I don't need this. I have better things to do with my life."
I always tell my friends, I go, you guys don't have to listen. Just play it.
Yeah.
I always tell people
Play it in the background.
Just play it in the background. Or my YouTube. I go, put my YouTube on, because every YouTube video at
Yeah.
the end sends you to another one.
Yeah.
Just let it run for a couple of days.
That's like Netflix has that now. They have the movies to play in the background. Like, but they can't come out and say. They can't be like. They can't say whatever it is. Movies to play while you fold laundry, or movies to play while you have friends over. Or,
Oh, do they really?
But so instead, it's like I think the section's called something like casual viewing or something like that.
Right.
And so people are like, oh, and then they click it on, and that's why I have all these movies where you're like, what's happening? Who is this? And why a lot of the Netflix movies now, they're like, there'll be things like, man, I'm really angry now. I'm gonna go kick his ass, and then you're like, why? Who the fuck's that? Like, why would
Yeah.
you do that? Why don't you just show
Right.
he's angry, tears stuff apart, and then show him like driving somewhere, and then he kicks the guy's ass?
No,
Because people
They'll walk you through it.
are
verbally.
folding laundry, or
Yeah.
they're vacuuming, or have friends over, and they go, what's happening in this movie? I don't know. Why is he kicking that guy's ass? I don't know.
Oh, it's like white noise in the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So they're like, so people are like, oh, that's Tubi. Tubi, same thing.
Well, dude, I used to. What did I used to watch? I used to watch Law and Orders like that, or Chopped. I'll do that now. I let Chopped running, and I'll be
really?
working,
Oh, I can't.
and then every few minutes I look and go, "What? Is that
Yeah.
garlic?"
I
You know
can't.
what mean?
Yeah. I can't watch those food shows. I hate them so much. They're so boring for me.
Are they really?
Yeah. My girlfriend loves it.
What
She's
part?
just-
The competition ones or the cooking ones?
all of it.
Okay.
I don't care. Like somebody be like, we're going to take walnuts, and now you got to make the greatest walnuts thing you've ever made in your life. Nobody's ever used walnuts before. And then you're just like, oh my God, I don't give a fuck.
See, I
And then
love
it's
those shows. I was just doing a bit about at while my brother does a bit about it too. They're all competition now, which is
Yeah.
annoying, and they build the stakes really high. Someone
Yeah.
will be like,
Ah.
what are you gonna make?
There's
I'm
your
making
pun.
a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And like,
You're an idiot. I can't believe you made
Yeah.
this is the worst peanut butter and jelly. And it's always somebody's doing this. They're just like, I have to win this because my father has cancer.
there's always a sad moment. There's always a sad
And
emotional.
then somebody comes in. My mother has AIDS and cancer.
Yeah.
She has cancer AIDS.
They took-
And if I don't become the head chef of my local In-N-Out, she said that she will die
from cancer, AIDS.
disappointed. And you're like, oh. People are like, I hope he wins.
Well,
And then-
and they always have a clock thing now.
Yeah.
because all the other chefs are like, hurry up,
Right.
hurry up.
Did you ever
Oh, no.
did you ever see the Saturday Night Live sketch with Christopher Walken where he plays a regular guy who somehow has gotten on to one of these shows?
Oh no.
Oh, it's the fucking best. He's like, so everybody's like rushing around. He's like, 2 minutes, and everybody's rushing around, and Christopher Walken's like, wow, there's so many different ladles. You know, in my home, I have just one ladle.
Yeah.
I don't know. So many pots.
Yeah.
Do you feel rushed? I feel rushed.
I've never seen that
Everybody,
one.
oh, it's so fucking funny, and it's based upon somebody, don't know who it is, but somebody tried to promote or get like a celebrity cooking show, And so they filmed Christopher Walken, and it's Christopher Walken in his home, and he's broiling or cooking whatever Cornish game hens.
Okay.
And it's just him in his kitchen. Just that's all he's doing.
Right.
And he's like, with the Cornish game hen, I like to I'll do 6, 7 at a time. I put them in the broiler. I have friends over. It's wonderful. I like to use some pine apple with my Cornish game hen. And you're like, is this
Who's
this a
playing
sketch?
Walken?
You're like, it's Christopher Walken.
Oh, it's actually Walken.
It's actually Christopher Walken in his kitchen. He's got an apron on, and he's like, and he does it, and he's like, there, we're done. And then you just let it cook.
Yeah.
And it goes, and it's a convection oven. It's so fast. And you're like, what is happening?
Dude, his episodes are great because he literally walked in the first day. He did SNL. I said, I will do anything you want me to do.
Oh, really?
I will do
That's
anything.
great.
So they did. Have you seen the Continental too? The guy on this Continental is a character he did over and over again.
Oh, he's like,
you couldn't do that now.
The champagne.
Yeah, champagne.
Yeah.
And he's stalking. He's like watching the girls through the mirrors. It's all shit that he could never get away with now. You know what I mean?
You could. Just people might talk and be upset.
Well, you could almost get away with it by being it's a sketch that he's been doing forever.
It's trying to show these people exist, and they're not supposed to be people you like. You're supposed to, yeah. It's like Christopher Walken. You ever see? When Christopher Walken, when he was starting out, because he was such a unique character, he did all these movies that are low budget.
Right.
But you watch him now, you're like, oh, this is fucking amazing. Like you watch King of New York.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
oh, this looks like it was made for like $8.
Right.
But it's such a good movie, and it's so well. He's just such a presence. But I really wish I knew what the name of the movie was.
There's one where he plays the devil.
Yeah. He plays the devil. And,
yeah.
But the one thing, it's like one of those 80s like cop movies. Just show up, you get your check. Takes 3 weeks to film. You're done.
Sure, almost like a made-for-TV thing, where it's very formulaic. You know, what I mean?
Straight to DVD or straight to VHS.
Right.
And I wish I could remember it, but he's got this opening scene where it was all like basically they just improv'd it, and the guys who are in the scene with him are just the shittiest actors. They're horrible.
Oh, really?
And it's like,
you know how hard it is to do that?
But but they're bit actors, right? Oh, I did a movie that, oh my God, when somebody asked me, I just filmed my first feature this past summer, like last summer that happened, not the one that's coming up. So of 2024. Oh, such a good year. I remember that well. It's outrageous. Like, I don't know, you ever been on a set for like a B movie where you're like, people are like, so who's this movie for? And I'm like, do you have access to Tubi? That's who's watching this. That's people who are like, I remember when there used to be commercials.
Yeah.
But this scene that Christopher Walken does, and the guys are so bad, like when you see it, you're like, it's hilarious because you don't realize that the reason why they're bad is because, if you can do like 40 takes, anybody can be great. Right? Like you can find one. You like, well, that's true actually. Yeah. They're like 47 takes and that was the best one. But the guy, he's like, yeah. And he's like literally doing this. He's like, so we got a guy in there he wants to speak to a negotiator. And you're like, what the fuck am I watching? And so Christopher Walken's just doing stuff. And he's like, and in the script, I guess it said like, whatever his name is, like, Detective Frank. So he's like, so Detective Frank walks and says stuff to people in the crowd as he walks up. So he's just like trying to say whatever. So he's got some of the best lines ever. He's like, what are these people doing here? Go home. It's nothing to see. Go home. Watch TV. They've got a great film on there tonight. The good guys win. And you're like, oh my God. And then this kid walks into the shot. He's an extra. The kid just is like, oh, I want to be over there. So the kid just literally walks into the shot and he sees the kid and he's like, hey kid. And the kid's like, stops. He's like, looks at him. He's like, you a cop? And the kid's like, no. Then scram. And the kid's like, takes off. The director's like, leave it in. Works for the character.
It probably did.
And it's so fucking good. It's so amazing. But yeah, we did. I did this show. It's called. Was it? It's like. Fuck. If I can remember the name, it's like. Deadliest Maven versus female vampire bikers from Mars or something like that.
That's a good sign right there.
And
the title's 3 lines long.
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those movies where it's like, oh, this is done. Like the title is just when you're scrolling through Tubi, you're like, oh, I know what this is going to be about. Like this is
there's nothing right.
like you're not like, oh, no, this is a good movie or not. You're like, no, this is you get
there's
high.
No one word like Darken, where you gotta try and figure out.
It's you get high.
Yeah.
You invite your friends over.
Sure.
Oh, fuck, dude, you got to watch this. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Some hot chicks in it. It's so fucking stupid. Some hot chicks, though. This one guy, I think he's a comedian or something. I saw him on a ship. He's fucking terrible. And so I had this character, and he goes, I think the director's like, gotta see you as like this Indiana Jones kind of guy. But if he never was an adventurer, like he just, wants to be. And I'm like, okay, all right. So I gave myself an accent quite like this. And so I'm just like, yes, all right. And I'm just like, even you fools can see that, and I'm doing it like that. We do the first, I was like, I fucking wish somebody was filming what was happening. Like, I wish somebody was filming how we were getting through the set.
Right.
Because I've only done like TV stuff, and it's only like reality TV. Like, it's the morning show with, It's the morning show with, Phil and Cynthia. Phil's away on vacation, so Patrick Maliha will be filling in for Phil this week, and everybody at home just goes, fuck!
And
then
I hate Patrick.
And then half the people...
Where's Phil?
Yeah, and then the other half people who don't watch the show just go, I love this fucking guy. He's such a dick. And, it's one of those things. And so I did that, did like afternoon drive home radio show, all this type of stuff. But I've never done like an actual movie. And I did one movie of the week. That was called one movie of the week, and it was called what was it? It's not. What's the movie with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves, and Pacino plays the devil's advocate?
Devil's Advocate. Yeah.
So I did the movie of the week version of that.
Oh, great!
Called The Advocate's Devil.
Are you serious?
It's fucking.
Dude, don't disguise it in any way, shape, or form.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
I play featured extra number 3. I'm sitting. I started off. My agent at the time was like, "Wear a suit. You're supposed to be in a courtroom scene, and your person and And I'm like, "Okay." I get there, and there's people like I didn't know people make a career being extras.
Yeah.
And so people are like, "Oh wow, this would be great,"
Yeah.
And so we do the thing. You're like, they go,
Yeah.
I find that when you have something to say, either we'll have a real conversation or. You just go watermelon, rhubarb, watermelon.
Or peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, this is great advice, And so we do it. We do one scene, and then somebody comes over and goes, yo, what's your name? I'm like, Patrick Maliha. Goes, okay. You come with me? And I was like, oh, shit, I'm in trouble. And then this one guy who'd been talking to me, he's like, I was an extra, he's like, I was an extra in, whatever.
Many other things.
Dances with Wolves.
Sure.
And this and that, he's always like, I've been an extra 413 pictures.
Yeah.
I've made upwards of $12,000 a year.
Hell, yeah.
And so
$12,000.
dozens of dollars in my pocket, free of charge. You're like, and I got to do nothing except for what? Hang out on set 18 hours a day? What else are you going to do? Have a job? So he goes, so then he goes, oh man, they're asking you to move up. That's a big deal. And I'm like, is it? You might get on camera. And I'm like, oh, that's.
Did he say that? Or because usually they go, are you sure you want him or was it me? Was
it
me?
No, he was.
Was it me?
He was most definitely upset.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, he goes, this is your first day?
Yeah,
and I was
ridiculous.
Like, and I'm like,
have I mentioned I made $12,000, upwards of $12,000?
Played zombie number 4. In Attack of the Blackalicious Zombies?
Sure.
I don't know if that movie's allowed to be around. It sounds racist.
I was in The Walking Dead
Yeah, exactly. I was in the Dead Walkings. What was that? It's a sketch troupe that I have. We all do Christopher Walken if he was a zombie. What? Brains. I need more brains. And so I move up and I'm in this row and the woman I'm sitting next to is like way too attractive. And I'm just like, why am I here? And she's like, I guess they want the good-looking people up front. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? And I'm like, according to my wife, she's lucky that she chose me. Just, I chose you because I felt sorry for you with your wonky eye. And so anyway, so I sit. I was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And so we're doing it. And you go, okay, go again, go again, go again, go again, go again, go again, go again. And then the guy says, he goes, you. And I'm like, yeah. You turned her and you go, oh, my. And I just go, well, how am I doing it? He goes, I don't know. However you would say. And I just turn and they go, all right, bro. Blah, blah, blah. And then, like, oh, and then they cut and they're like, you, buddy. Like, and I go, oh, when do I say, oh, my? He goes, oh, once they, she gives her statement. And then everybody's like, oh, and then you go, oh, my. And I'm like, all right. So the woman gives her statement. And everybody's like, oh. And I just go, oh, my. And he's just like, cut. And you're like, bring it back just a little bit. Just bring it back just a little bit. And it's like, and I just go, oh, my. And then the guy's like, fine, moving on. Moving on. And people around are like, what the fuck is happening? And so it's a movie of the week. And months go by. And I'm working with some comic from the States. He actually does Carnival now. Bud Anderson. I don't know if you know Bud.
No.
Funny guy, great guy, okay. Super guy, super nice guy. Google him. You'll find 7 listings.
Okay.
All of them not for him, by his own admission.
There are many Bud Andersons out there.
So we're in Calgary, doing a show at one of the clubs there. I know. People at home, this guy's just name dropping. So we're in Calgary.
Anderson is a pretty big name.
Oh, man, Calgary. This guy does all the big places. So we're doing a thing, Calgary, and an ad for The Devil's Advocate comes up, like, available on DVD now. And so watch, and I'm like, oh, man. And he goes, oh. He's like, did you see? There's a Canadian version of this. It's like they did like a B Canadian ripoff, like the shittiest thing called like The Advocate's Devil. And I go, I'm in that. And he goes, what the fuck? This is the lowest of levels. He's like, how is it that Mike? He's like, I worked with a guy who was in The Advocate's Devil. He looks like Keanu Reeves if Keanu Reeves was on meth. And it was like so. And so it was movie of the week. And so I go to watch the movie of the week. And wait for it to air. And I'm like, oh my God, this is and watching with friends. You're like, this is gonna be great. And it airs, and like, where's your scene? I mean, the scene, and it comes up, and it's just like, oh, and it just, and I'm like, right there, and that's it. It's like, didn't even get my oh my, didn't get anything. I'm like, that was me. I think it was it. And people are just like, oh, that I think I saw your hair.
You have to phrase it. That's
in
my
your suit.
hand,
and I was like, I'm on my way. And then there was a gap of about 25 years before I did another film. Because I like to leave the audience wanting more.
Sure, that's a good call.
I was
spread it out a little bit.
Yeah, so when we
don't want to overload the market.
No, right. You know how it is.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to be.
I know exactly how it is.
Yeah, you don't want to be overexposed. Come on. People would just be like, this is great. What's his name from My Left Foot?
Daniel Day-Lewis,
yeah.
right?
I like to be like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
I show up once every 5 years. Academy Award performance. So we did this, I think that the director wouldn't be upset if I said, so we do this B, it's a shit movie.
He knew it was B when he was signing the contract.
But it's a beautiful shit. It's like the greatest, most beautiful, like, I've always said, if I could be the guy who's in like 200 of these bad B movies that go straight to Tubi, I want to be that. Like, it's so fun.
That's a whole market, dude.
Yeah. And it was
like
great.
The Scream Queen. Kind of.
And that was the thing that I had no idea that because I memorized my lines like a fool, and I've got I just had like 2 or 3 lines and I memorized them and bang them out, and we do the first line and I do it and I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And in my head I'm like, I didn't quite nail it, maybe I got, and then the director's like, cut, moving on, and I was like, wait, what's happening? He's like, yeah, moving on. I was like, one take. And he's just like, yeah, everybody said their lines. We're moving. And I was like, oh, my God. This is, wow. So this is why this stuff happens. And and we get to, oh, my God. We get to this next scene. And then I'm supposed to die. The vampire, she bites me on the neck. And it's supposed to be like blood flies everywhere. And he's like, can you get blood on this jacket? I'm like, sure, let's do it. And it's like supposed to be like blood. And then the guy comes up to me. And it's everybody who's worked on every film everywhere. And one guy's, he's just like, he's like, yeah, I've done like 27 episodes of The Flash, worked on Green Arrow. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, getting paid.
Gotta make a buck.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
And
Everybody, they work on good movies and bad movies.
Yeah.
As long as the check clears.
Yeah, and he's great, and they're great at it. And he goes, okay, so you get that here, and then the blood's gonna spray over here. It's gonna go this way and that. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then the director's like, yeah, so you guys are gonna be walking in here, and I'm like, what are we doing? He's like, you're talking, and I'm like, okay. And then the guy I'm working with is just like, okay. And I'm like, do we have any lines? And he's like, nah, whatever you want to say. And then the guy's like, okay. And I just turn to the guy and I go, you want to walk and we'll like come up with something? We'll figure it out. And he's like, yeah, that'd be a great idea. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. How am I can't be the experienced one. This is my first film set. And we're walking and I chat with the guy. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hey, thanks for inviting me. Can't believe. And so I'm like, we'll have a backstory with this character of me. So I just, because my character, like the bikers are just like, who the fuck is this asshole? Why has he been brought in? I'm like supposed to be the smart scientific kind of guy. They're like, why is he here? So then I'm chatting with this guy. And so we're walking. So the dialogue we came up with, I go, thanks for inviting me, man. I've had a great time. It's been wonderful, but I got to be honest. I don't think I fit in. I don't think I'm right to be here. I mean, I'm glad we're friends and I think you're great, but I don't think I'm doing well here. And then the guy says, he goes, no, you're great. People love you. They just, they'll love you like I love you. Just, they got to give you time. And I'm like, thanks, man. That's the nicest thing. Like, you know what? I am going to stick around. I love it. Thank you. And then the vampire women show up and they're just, hot and sexy in their outfit, like vampire women from Mars. And then they look.
Where do I get this movie?
And all the bikers look and they just go, ah! And they take off. But I look and decide that my guy, instead of being scared, because I'm like, well, I have no reason to be scared. I don't know that this is unusual.
Right.
I just think it's like a bunch of women who showed up to party with
Especially
the bikers.
Hot chicks too. You're like, hey,
exactly. So my character, I was like, oh. So I just look, and the girl's like, we got the, we're the fight, whatever they say. And I just turn, I look, and I just do one of these things. I just go, I go, what's all this? This is all right, hey? And then the one like comes in and bites me on the neck, and I'm like, ah! And I just start screaming, and she bites.
That's great.
The blood, and I'm like, nah! And I scream, and then I go, no! And I just made friends, and I die. And then they go cut, and everybody's like, that was they're like, that's the best death. You like screamed, you yelled, you did. I was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, that was good. And then there's one girl, and I had no idea that they brought in like brought women and in from like they flew them in from. Oh, this is good.
It keeps happening. I've been watching it through the whole thing.
But they flew in women and people from all over Canada and stuff, like scream queens and stuff.
Sure,
people have done all these bit parts. This one girl says to me, she goes, wow, have you done like a lot of movies? And I go, this is my first feature. She goes, you're like one of the best actors here. And I bit my tongue from going, how shitty are all of you? This can't be right. That's not possible. It's impossible.
Yeah.
But it was great. I loved it because as soon as the director was like, I'm a fan, I want you in my movie, I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
I dreamt of being in one of these types of movies. I love them so because I love those bad B movies so much. And so I was like, I look at it and I'm like, introduced on page 4, dies on page 12. I was like, I want this. And I was like the first guy to die, so not going to get cut.
Right.
So I'm
like, oh yeah, that's great.
So I was like,
that's my girlfriend dreams of being in a B horror movie.
Yeah, and my girlfriend was so happy. She was like, what? We got to watch. I'm like, when it comes out.
Yeah.
But it's been like getting close to a year now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, right, I forgot. If it comes out.
Oh right,
it's one of those things.
Where's it supposed to be? Is it slated for something streaming? Well, it'll come on now with streaming.
Yeah, it'll stream. Yeah, it'll stream. It'll probably, like I said, it'll most likely be like Tubi or something, or Prime.
Do you know what's the title?
Like Daedalus Melon versus Biker Chicks from Mars.
Oh, that's the long one. Okay.
That's what it's called.
You're gonna tell me when it comes out. All right.
Daedalus Melon versus Biker Chicks from Mars, and my buddy plays Daedalus Melon. The lead biker, and he's terrible as an actor, and he'll admit to it. He's so bad.
Oh, that's great.
But he looks the part. He's got the voice and everything. He's like, oh yeah, this is it. He can ride a Harley. Like looks great on a bike. Like fucking great. Like you see him and you're just like, that guy's gonna murder my wife and rape me.
Yeah.
Like he's like one of those. Like he's just looks it. And we were filming at a wrecking yard, and it's his wrecking yard. So it's like
I can see why he got the lead now.
Oh yeah,
he's got
but
the
it's
bike, he's got the wrecking yard, he's got it all.
The looks,
yeah.
And but oh fuck, I couldn't help but laugh. He's like, he does his first line. He's like, and it's something like, all right, so all of you. Oh, he's playing blind. So he's got the walking stick.
Oh, he's playing like he's blind.
So he
Oh
gets
my
off
God,
gets
that's
off the
gonna be
motorcycle.
greatest.
So he
Yeah.
drives the motorcycle and he's got his cane.
He drives a motorcycle blind.
Yeah. He's like, "Arr," and he gets off the motorcycle.
This movie has everything.
Gets off the motorcycle tapping. But it's so funny because you can tell he's not tapping. And he turns and he's like, Tony. And then cut. What? You can't turn and look at Tony. Don't know where Tony is. Right.
My bad.
So he's like, Tony, where are you? Puts his hand out. Tony. Tony's like, over here, boss. Yeah, listen.
Tony.
And he's like, yeah, listen, Tony. Over here, boss. Yeah. And then and the line's supposed to be like, all right, let's get these fuckers inside and everybody get fed. But he's just like, all right, let's get fed and get all these fuckers inside. And he's like, cut, what? It's like, let's get inside, get all these fuckers fed. All right, let's get these fuckers and get inside and get fed. And he's like, no, cut, what? He's like, okay, let's get all these fuckers, right? And then you have to go inside, right? Yeah. And then you get fed. Right, got. Oh, okay, that makes it easier. Yeah. Just everybody standing around. They're just like, oh, man, okay. All right.
Dude, I did a movie years ago called Think Big. This is my first extra gig ever. And I don't know if you remember.
Does this story involve me?
No.
Then I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to throw out a little bit.
Not interested.
There was a movie out called DC Cab.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
After DC...
Well, Mr. T.
Yes. When DC Cab came out, there were also two guys in that movie called the Barbarian Brothers.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Think Big was their vehicle. That was their star vehicle.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Were you in Think Big with the
Yes,
Barbarian
I was in
Brothers?
Think Big.
I was going to say
And they were the worst actors in the world.
horrible.
But they're working with, it was me, Martin Mull, and I'm just an idiot. It's my first extra gig ever.
Oh, my God.
But Richard Mull was in it.
Yes.
And Richard Mull played Bull from Night Court. You remember?
Yeah, of course.
But Richard
Have
Mull is
I seen this movie? Are they the barbarians separated at birth as children?
I can't remember the plot of the movie. They're
Is it like a fantasy world?
I don't know. There's not a fantasy.
Okay, then it's the other movie they did.
At the scene is a warehouse they work at. Richard Mull, who, by the way, I'm bringing up, he's a theatrically trained actor.
Yes,
he's an amazing actor.
Yeah, and he did a few like those low budget B movies as well.
Yes. So he's got I can only imagine how, looking back at it now, it's even funnier because now you know it is how Hollywood is. Like, we're gonna make these guys stars. And these guys are just idiots. And they literally would lift weights between every scene so they could look jacked.
Yeah.
And they would come in, but dude, we all day.
But guys, they got those extras.
Dude, get the tools and let's go. It was, dude, let's go. Don't forget the cut. Let's get cut. And dude, I thought Richard Mull's head was gonna fucking blow up. Yeah. And I'm just a kid. I'm like, and I walked into the scene when I shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
And Mull went, cut. Is he supposed to be here? They're like, no. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
And he's just like.
So Mull's a hardcore, and the Barbarian Brothers were just knuckleheads. The whole.
Oh yeah.
It was a nightmare to shoot the whole thing.
They're like, even as a kid,
they couldn't get any line right
because they're morons. Yeah. But lovable morons.
Yeah. And it was their very first. They were going to give them their first movie after DC Cab. They
did 3 motion pictures.
Okay.
They did everything they could to make the Barbarian Brothers popular. They put them on like every dog shit daytime talk show. Yep. There's the famous clip of them rapping with the guy who played Jaws from the James Bond movies.
No, the Richard.
Like, we're big and strong, and you know us. We rap all the time. Take it, the Jaws.
Dude,
and he's just, and he's like, he can't walk. He's just so because he's such a big guy. He's just like, I like to rap too. Yeah. Hey, we're the Barbarian Brother. Hi.
It's like Hollywood's dream.
Yeah.
The 3 big guys that don't know anything.
Yeah.
We can make tons of money off these guys.
They're like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
They're twice as big
without
and half
the ego and the bullshit diva stuff.
Or the fucking brains.
Run the tape.
They're like Schwarzenegger, but half the charisma, half the mastery of the English language. Where are they?
Just a smidgen of his acting talent.
Yeah, they're like, half the command of the English. Where are they from? Jersey. Oh, that doesn't make sense. They're just like the stupidest guys. But their screen presence, if you watch, what is, I really, truly, honestly wish I could remember the name of the movie. I mean, somebody at home is watching it right now screaming. By that
Well, the
somebody, I
same
mean,
shtick and
it's
everything.
me. I'm watching this at home right now with Google. Why couldn't I
What's wrong?
remember?
Why I should have been there at that podcast. Their shtick all the time was they would get into a fight.
Yeah.
What, you idiot, you moron, I hate you.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
just start
You're the
punching.
dumb one.
Yeah,
No,
you're dumb. Mom loves me. Mom hates you.
Yeah, yeah. They're the Smothers Brothers, but with muscles.
The Smothers Brothers on roids.
Coming.
That's exactly
Coming this fall, in a world where two brothers could lift anything except for their own spirits.
They were brutal. Even me as a shitty extra that didn't know anything. It was literally my first Hollywood gig.
It's if you ever get a chance, watch. It's the Barbarian Brothers. It's a movie where they play barbarians and they're in this movie or whatever, but everybody around them is like a great actor. They're like doing a bang up job. Like they're good actors. Like even like the shit actors are good.
Sure.
You know, my girlfriend just started watching, like within the last couple of years, she just started watching like those bad B movies from the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, early 90s. For me, it's primarily 80s, but she never really watched them because she's much younger than I am. 20 years my junior.
Wow. Bragger.
Yeah, because, you know, being older, you know, last thing I need to deal with is a woman who's emotionally mature. But yeah. So we're watching, and one of the statements she made, she goes, "It's so weird. Like there's bad actors today, people who are just terrible." By the way, for those of you watching at home or listening, Lenny is on his phone right now.
I'm Googling The Barbarian.
Oh yeah, it's one of their earlier movies.
Twin Sitters is one.
Oh, that's not that.
Double Trouble is another one. That's 92.
No.
The Barbarians is 1987.
Might be The Barbarian.
89 is Think Big.
No.
I guess they were in the Flamingo Kid, apparently.
Yeah, it might.
And DC Cab. So that's
might
all
be the
I've-
Barbarians.
It could be the That's
Yeah.
Barbarians. They're actual barbarians.
Does it have the picture of the?
Yeah, they're
let's see.
actual barbarians.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the
Okay.
one. That's
All
what.
right.
87.
That was 87.
Yeah,
So it
that's
was
it.
2 years before Think Big.
Yeah, that's it.
But it was 4 years after 80. DC Cab was 83.
Yeah.
Except for Flamingo Kid, those are the most successful
Yeah,
movies.
and Flamingo Kid, I think they just have like a background.
It's got to be a
thing,
small
right?
thing, yeah. Because
they're just-
DC Cab, they were one of the group of guys.
Yeah.
Gary Busey.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Gary Busey. Oh man, listen up.
Why
Listen-
are women always so uptight? My friends and I quoted that line forever.
What's up, butthorn?
Yeah.
Listen up, butthorn. You're like, what? You know, I came up with that term myself, butthorn.
Yeah.
No shit. Yeah. So the what was that? Oh, Barbarians. So anyway, so my girlfriend is like, we watch these old 80s movies. Cynthia Rothrock. If you ever want to watch a good karate movie or kung fu movie,
Okay.
watch Cynthia Rothrock. One of her, I think one of them is like Lady Cop or something like that.
Okay.
But some of them are like so good because they're so bad. They're so bad. They're
Sure.
good.
Yeah, we
They're-
watched that stuff.
They're literally like the best of the worst.
My daughters and I watched that stuff just
Yeah.
to make fun of it.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
Great night.
Yeah,
Just to sit
they're the
there
best of the worst.
and laugh.
They're
The
love
line,
'em.
everything, the lines. Yeah.
Love it so much.
fantastic.
Like yeah, Cynthia Rothrock. I think in Lady Cop, everybody knows kung fu.
Okay.
Everybody.
Yeah. that's-
Like
I love-
there's her sister plays a TV reporter.
Right.
And TV reporter gets attacked, and then the guys who are filming like what's happening.
Right.
They take off. They put down the camera, and then the TV reporter, her sister, like has a kung fu fight with some African American woman who's just like literally goes, "Yo, you're the same reporter who put my daddy the governor in prison just because he was taking money from all them old ladies." And you're just like, what is happening? This is racist. Like this is, and then the woman's like, "You want some of this?" And then she goes, "Get out of here, fellas. I'll handle this." And you're like, if they were filming it for the news, they would want to film the whole thing. And then
Yeah.
she gets into a kung fu fight with this woman, pulls a knife on her. She's like, "You're going to die now, white bitch." And she pulls a knife on her. And then the TV reporter is like, "Wah!" And they do kung fu. And I'm like, oh my God. And then there's another time somebody's like trying to attack them outside of a 7-Eleven. And the guy goes to attack her. And I'm like, oh God. And I'm like, it's the 80s. Somebody's going to try to rape someone. This is fucking,
Right.
This is just every movie. And
Right.
then I'm like, Jesus Christ, this fucking time. What the? And they're like, how else are we going to show
It's
he's a
such a-
bad guy if he
such a-
doesn't rape the
yeah,
woman? You're like,
genre. Yeah,
there's
right.
got to be another way.
Yeah.
You could have him like punch her. You could
Sure.
have him swear. You could do anything,
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
You could have him yell. And so
You take a lollipop away from a kid.
yeah,
That's
anything else. And
Right.
so then what ends up happening is then Cynthia Rothrock and her sister use their kung fu skills to fight these guys. And they know kung fu. And my girlfriend's like, everybody, even the 7-Eleven guys
Yeah.
know. But then she goes, but nowadays you see like bad actors, but nobody makes a choice.
Right.
They're just boring and bland.
Right.
Whereas back in those days, someone would just be like, I don't know who's going to clean up this mess, but it ain't me. And you're just like, what the fuck? That's your choice? The director's like, cut. Moving on.
That line might have been in 100 movies.
That was the best one that is because it doesn't even belong. It's just there because somebody thought it'd be fun. Is Die Hard 2.
Oh, that's good.
The guy who lives in the catacombs of the airport.
Oh, right. The guy. Yeah.
And Bruce
That's Bruce's Willis buddy behind the scenes.
Yeah. He's like, hey, Lenny, you got a map of this?
Yeah.
He's like, do I ever?
And he somehow always breaks away from his trouble and ends up back in the basement with that guy.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have a crescent wrench with machine gun bullets? Yeah, I do.
You wouldn't happen to have an old coat by any chance? But do I?
That was
People leave everything around here.
That was the old. Who used to play that character all the time? Scatman Scruthers. Who was the
No,
guy that,
it was a white guy. Scatman isn't Scatman. Isn't he the guy, the black guy from The Shining?
Yes, it is the black guy from The Shining. But in
I'm here to save you, boy. Yeah. He gets on the plane.
Yeah,
flies there, lands. I'm here to save you. Chop. Ooh. Yeah. And you're like, oh, guy flew 9 hours just to help this kid.
Yeah,
I should have called the police.
Yeah.
But it's Die Hard 2 when he's just like, hey, Lenny, you gonna be okay? I don't know who's gonna clean up this mess, but it ain't gonna be me.
Yeah.
Meep, meep. Drives off. I'm like, you need more people like that.
He's always the button at the end.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
the funny guy.
Yeah, you need people like that.
Mint.
Yeah.
No reason. Just for no reason, he's got a box of mints or something. Just driving away. Thanks, Lenny.
Yeah, thanks, Lenny. Hey, Lenny, where'd you get that horse? I don't know, but we're going out on the road. Apparently, he can recite Shakespeare. Lenny, he's always been crazy. Then the horse just goes, brother,
Hey,
to me or not to me, huh? You're like, what?
Lenny knows exactly what the horse is saying.
Oh, my God.
Don't be that way. Let's go.
He's teaching me how to read. Like, it's always, and you're like, what? And you're just like, but yeah, they need something like that. Like, just oh my God, that's what we were missing. We're missing that guy.
Yeah.
In the movies.
In the movies.
We went. See, I could play that guy. I'd be that guy. People be like, now Patrick, in this movie you play an idiot.
You need another 10 years so your hair is grayed out a little bit more and a little more wrinkly.
I'll be the guy. I'll be like, listen, I used to be somebody.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Right.
Hold on. And it'd be like,
who's that? That's the guy.
Yeah. And then it'd be like, guy, okay, in the meantime, we got to find Hector Ramirez. He's a drug runner. That's not it. That's Hank. That's Hank, the guy from the... I know Hank. He used to...
with the hot dog stand at the corner of 4th and Main.
This doofus used to wash dishes for me when I owned a restaurant on 5th Avenue. You owned a restaurant? I owned a lot of things. And then you get there, and he's like, nobody...
You know he's at? No, but I know his mom. Come on! Somehow connects all the plots together.
Mrs. Ramirez, it's me, Lenny. How long has it been since I seen you? You're such a nice boy, Lenny. Listen, you see Hank, you tell him no more with the monkey business. All right, Mrs. Ramirez, you know where he's gonna be with his lady friend. Don't tell her I say this, but she's a whore. Mrs. Ramirez, just because you don't like who he's hanging out. No, she's an actual whore. She fuck a man for monies. I know because she take my job. Okay, we gotta go, Mrs. So that's his mother, huh? That's what she claims. And then you get there, and and then Henry Ramirez or whatever his name is. He's what do we say his name? Henry. Enrique Ramirez.
Oh, Enrique,
whatever.
Yeah, Enrique Ramirez. Enrique.
And he's like, you guys are gonna die. Ain't nobody gonna. And he'd be like, yeah. Well, Lenny says that your mom thinks that Paula's a whore. What? You tell my mother. She ain't supposed to. And Lenny, what's that fuck not doing? Hey, Hank, buddy, wash any dishes lately? You fuck! I don't wash no more fucking dishes.
I don't need you, old man.
And then he shoots Lenny. Blam! No! God! And then he goes down, and then he's like, argh! And then the movie ends, and he come back, and he's like, and everybody's like, no, not Lenny. And then at the end of the movie, when he's all, you know, it's not Bruce Willis anymore. It's got to be who's the new Jason Statham.
Yeah.
So Jason Statham.
His movies are all this.
So Jason Statham, he's just like, aye. Looks like we took care of what we had to take care of. Shame about Lenny, though. He was a good guy. Gonna miss him. Hey, don't miss me, Annika. Lenny, what are you doing still alive? Bulletproof vest. I told you, never leave
Don't
home
go without it. Yeah.
You know, it's like, that's that Lenny. You're a good.
Dude, I'm a huge Jason Statham is one of my guilty pleasures because every movie he has is the same thing.
Every single fucking
every movie is he's the guy. Who is he? He's a painter. Yes. What are you doing? He doesn't talk to anybody. He's been painting all in the neighborhood. That's no painter. That's a Navy SEAL. Or he's always like, you idiot, that painter you tried to kill. Look at his resume. He's got fucking gold stars and fucking purple hearts and his name. He doesn't exist in the database. It's one of those.
Yeah. Hey, who the fuck are you supposed to be? I'm the painter.
I'm just a painter.
I'll just paint houses.
Where they're making a sequel to Beekeeper.
He's like, looks like I'm going to have to go out and paint the town.
Yeah.
Red.
You know, they tie it all in.
They say I'm a painter. Much like Picasso used paint and a brush. That's how I am.
Yeah.
But with a gun and a man's skull. Say hello to my paintbrush. Or it's like, yeah, it's always the same thing. And it's just like, you know, it's like, and it's always some like, you're a lovely gentleman.
Yeah.
I can't believe how good you've done with my begonias.
Yeah, it's always the one connected, like the Lenny character. It's always the one person.
What did you say your name was? Please, just call me the gardener. And the movie, The Gardener. Yeah, and it's just, it's always the same thing. Like, I'm the beekeeper.
Yeah.
And what's your job? I look after the hive.
Yeah.
And then it's like, the beekeeper made me laugh. I couldn't stop laughing when the woman is just, and she's like an actor who's done like a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
The woman who dies at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And but it's so fucking stupid. It's like, something seems to be wrong with your computer, man.
I've seen her I've seen her too.
And she's doing stuff that nobody on the planet does. Oh, I guess I've been taking. And then I lost all the money for the church. Like, it's literally an SNL sketch.
Right.
And then she's just like, there ain't nothing for me to do but kill myself.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? That's a leap and a half. How the fuck did that? Like, whereas in reality, I lost all the money from the church. I got scammed. That's so terrible, Sharon. Sharon lost the money. Well, get back to it. We love you, Sharon. And then, you know, but instead he's like, he's like, I'm going to take out the evil credit card scammers.
Right.
And you're like, what? And you're like, I call those movies like, and Bob Odenkirk did Mr. Nobody.
I love that movie.
Yeah. And
they're doing that sequel's coming out.
Yeah, but they're all those guys. I call them dad action movies. They're all the movies, that dad watches, and dad's like, you know, I could have been a SEAL.
I could have been that guy. You guys don't know I might be a SEAL.
You just, you know, the movie The Accountant. Yeah, I'm an accountant.
I'm saying.
I could be badass.
You
never know. I'm nobody.
I thought they did such a good job with Mr. Nobody because Odenkirk was a great character to play that one.
It's, you know what? He's kind of like Jamie Foxx, where they start off doing comedy and stuff, and then they do serious stuff, and you're just like, oh, and then you forget that they did comedy, and you're like, oh yeah, right.
Well, Anthony Anderson did that too. Anthony Anderson went that route. It was a great career.
Yeah.
He was on Law and Order for a while.
Yeah,
but he's done a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
and then he went back and did Blackish, which is actually a great
another
show.
one who has transcended and is just absolutely brilliant. Another one, Chris Rock. Another one, not at all.
Well, Michael Keaton did.
Oh, Michael Keaton
was a stand-up.
Oh, fuck.
Michael Keaton discovered doing stand-up. They put him in Night Shift.
Yeah.
And then
Mr. Batmom.
Yeah. And then when they eventually made him the Batman, even then, I was like, that's a stretch. When I saw it, I thought it was brilliant.
He's still like considered one of the best guys to play Batman ever.
Yeah.
Like
he's
quintessential.
Phenomenal.
Like,
well, he plays a great Bruce Wayne. I think that's where a lot of guys lose it. That's why I love Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yeah,
guys hate him, but I thought he was really good.
I thought Ben Affleck was George Clooney just did what he was supposed to do.
Right.
What's his nuts? The director.
I gotta watch the one with Val Kilmer again to see how
That one's actually. You know what? Val Kilmer.
Val's a great actor.
He does a great job.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long
He
time.
rides the razor's edge of
Right.
like being cheesy and serious. Like
Right.
he's like so good. Like, and he has that classic line, and he's like, "What do girls always go for? It's the car, right?
Yeah.
Chicks dig the car." And
Yeah.
it's like, and that's like the classic line. And but a comic I knew who was like really good friends with Jim Carrey, and like when they were filming the movie, and Jim Carrey was like outrageous at the time. Like I think he got like 20 million
Yeah.
for the movie.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because Jim Carrey is like, oh, I'm gonna play the Riddler in a Batman movie, so he's doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Like
Right.
he's
Right.
playing the character properly. He's doing what you're supposed to do. It's fucking great. You watch that movie, you're like, Val Kilmer's great.
Right.
Chris O'Donnell playing Robin. You're like, he's and his teen sidekick,
Yeah.
30-something-year-old Chris O'Donnell,
right.
And he's just like, yeah, but teenager.
Well, isn't that the one with Alicia? Is that Alicia Silverstone too?
No, that's
She's in the
She's
Clooney
in
one.
the George Clooney one.
Okay, that one's
Yeah,
terrible.
I think is Chris O'Donnell is he in the one with Val Kilmer? I think so.
Chris O'Donnell is for
Yeah,
sure.
I
'Cause
think-
that one was
yeah.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
That was
and
the
then
name of that movie.
Batman and Robin is George Clooney.
No, wait.
Yeah, Batman and Robin
Probably.
is George
I
Clooney.
don't think so.
That's I think it was called Batman and Robin. That's that one.
Let me see. Have you ever heard the Tommy Lee Jones Jimmy Carrey story?
Oh yeah,
That's a great story.
Tommy Lee Jones, who literally had no fucking idea who he was playing in the movie.
Right.
Like they go, "You're Two-Face. He's like this," and so you watch the movie, and if you've ever seen any comic book movie ever,
Right.
or you've seen anything Batman ever, or read a comic book ever in your life, you're like, "Oh, he's not the Joker. He's not playing the Joker.
Right.
Like the
right,
Joker
right.
doesn't, or sorry, he's not playing Two-Face. He's playing the Joker." And
Right.
if you watch the movie, he's supposed to be Two-Face, and Two-Face is like literally like super serious.
Yeah,
and
and
then
he's
he flips
not.
the
He's
coin,
just
and then he
over the
could be
top,
crazy,
goofy,
right?
right.
But instead, he's like,
Yeah, that scene
you're
where
like,
he's
ooh, and you're like,
You're
oh,
like,
so,
are you doing Nicholson from the?
so you watch the movie, and you're like, nobody, like the director nobody had the courage to on day one pull Tommy Lee aside and just go, you're playing the Joker.
right.
But your character is Two-Face. It's
Right.
a completely different character.
Yeah.
But you are playing the character like
Which
you,
is
as the Joker.
you're either good or evil.
Yeah.
and there's no
Whereas, but
goofy wackiness.
But if you watch that movie and you watch it and you imagine that Tommy Lee Jones is playing the Joker, everybody goes, "Oh my god!" You watch it, you're like, "He's perfect."
Yeah, he's playing the Joker.
perfect as the Joker.
Right.
So sometimes people be like, who's your favorite Joker? And it'd be like, okay, it's
Tommy Lee Jones.
what's his name? And then Tommy Lee Jones as the Joker. But how Tommy Lee Jones just fucking hated Jim Carrey.
oh yeah,
Hated him. Yeah, it was outrageous. Yeah.
yeah. No, the dinner confrontations. I saw Jim Carrey tell the story just recently. It's great.
Oh, what was that?
Well, the dinner story. Jim Carrey goes into a restaurant. And Tommy Lee sitting in the back having dinner,
Right.
and he just showed up to start shooting. They're getting ready to start shooting. They haven't met yet.
Oh, okay.
And Jim walks up to him and goes, "Hey, Mr. Jones, I'm going to be working with you. I'm in that
Yeah.
movie." And,
I'm gonna be working
Tommy
with you.
gets up
It's
and
gonna be
shakes his
wonderful.
hands and looks at him and goes, "I can't stand you." And
Yeah.
sits down. And Jim Carrey's like, he goes, "No, I
Tommy's
really
like-
hate you.
Tommy's like,
I really
just want
hate
you to know, I can't stand you. I hate
You're
you.
not an actor."
You're not an actor.
And he,
Overactor.
yeah, he just,
All right.
And at the time, too, he was like, I was so floored at the time.
Yeah.
Because it just threw me off. And I'm like, I get to meet Tommy Lee Jones.
course.
I go, so from day one, this guy fucking hates me from day
Yeah.
one. And at that point, I was like, well, whatever. He fucking hates me. So, there's nothing I can do to win him over at this
But
point.
but you know what? It's that attitude is one of the reasons why Jim Carrey succeeded.
yeah, 100%.
Because
yeah.
most actors would be like, and he said he hated me and it destroyed me and I gave a shitty performance and I never worked
I'm gonna
again.
be ruined. Why do I have to
Whereas
go through
Jim Carrey's like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Who's my favorite?
Like,
That's almost like a comics mentality in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where, because as a comic, you're like, not everyone's going to like you. And
Yeah.
then people go, you're not funny. You're like,
Yeah.
all right.
That's
okay.
fine.
They think I'm funny. I'm going to go over here.
yeah.
I'm
I was it hasn't really happened lately. And by lately I mean within the last 4 days. But when I was younger you'd hear it more, but as you get older and you're more your thing, do your own whatever. And if somebody's like, I didn't care for what you did. I didn't like you. And I'm always like, well, you're that's your privilege.
Right.
And they're like, what? I'm like, you're entitled to not like whatever you choose not to like.
Right.
And then they're
Right,
like,
right.
well, I mean, it's not that I don't like you or don't like, and I was like, well, what part? No, I didn't like the blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but you enjoyed the other stuff? Yeah, it's not really my stuff. I'm like, hey,
we're good.
That's your
It's cool.
privilege.
It's cool.
It is, you are allowed to not enjoy what, and you're like, hey, I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
And then the person's just like, well, this isn't the confrontation I wanted.
No, they don't.
I was hoping for someone to be angry.
Or defend yourself.
Yeah.
Like I had a guy come up to me on a line. I'm not going to mention the line, but this guy comes up and goes, the joke, that thing you did, that offended me. I was really offended by that. I go, oh, all right, okay.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Duly
what
noted.
do you mean? I go, all right, no, that's okay. I wouldn't come see the next show then, because I'm
Yeah.
going to be pretty close to the same thing.
Because I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff like that.
That's all you got to say. I go, what would you like me to say at that point? I don't know.
Am I supposed to apologize? and
Yeah,
say
I
I'm-
can't. That's what I do.
And say the 217 people who were laughing and cheering.
Yeah.
All of them are wrong.
Yeah, and I'm not going to give you I've been doing this for 38 years, so most of the people seem to be liking
Yeah.
me. So it seems like it's
Yeah.
going well, or I have a marker, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to defend myself to you.
No.
I go, there's plenty of people that don't. I'll do it from the stage. Like I had,
Yeah.
had a woman her last cruise sitting in the front row, didn't laugh at one joke.
Really?
I kept saying stuff to her. But
Wow.
I made a joke out of it. I was like, and I would tell a joke, and I wouldn't get a laugh. And I go, let me try this one. And I would keep going. And then at the end of the night, when I said, give everybody a round of applause, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. And I go, for you, I did the best I could. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
I had a woman who was, I think I told you the story. Did I tell you a story about the woman who was offended by my song? Did I tell you that?
Yes, with the arms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She's like, can I ask you?
Which is insane.
Why do you put your arms up in the air when you do your song? I'm like, to have fun, to enjoy myself. People are doing the wave. We just,
Yeah.
it's for
People raise their arms for
having
things.
people do it. There's a song, put your arms in the air, wave them like you just don't care.
Yeah.
It's happened. I'm like,
in the lyrics.
and I thought immediately that she was going to be, because I remember like saying, people like, put your arms up, come on, get them up, let's go, come on, So I'm thinking, oh no, she's like got arthritis, she's had shoulder surgery, or she's like
she couldn't
can't
put her
like, and now I'm like,
she's uncomfortable. Yeah.
getting it, and she's like, I can't raise my arms, they've been fused, like just ever since I rescued those children from that burning building at as a woman who was a nun, and I was married to God,
risked
I
my
didn't have my
life.
own children, and now
non-binary nun.
and you're just like, oh, and so I'm waiting for something like that, and I'm just like, oh fuck, and so I'm prepared to apologize. I'm like getting ready to be like, I am so sorry. Normally I wouldn't apologize for my actions on stage, but this deserves an apology. And I'm like, in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, so I'll cut back. I won't force anyone to raise their, I'll encourage, but if you don't want, I'm leaving people alone. I'm not going to, and this is all happening in my head. And she goes, and I couldn't believe what she goes, and I said, well, and she goes, well, I think that when you're putting your arms up and you're getting people to put their arms up, you're trying to get people to praise you. And I was like, what? And she's like, you want people to praise you. And I was like, what? And I'm like, that's not in the song. I never say that.
Kneel when you speak to me.
Is there anyone to take care of this Philistine? So, and I'm just like, what? And so I'm just like, that's not what? No. And then she goes, I think you're trying to get people to praise you. And I was like, that's not. And she goes, you're not a god. And I was like, correct. You're right. I'm not a god. She goes, you're not a god. Nobody's to praise you. And I'm like, I agree.
Yes.
I don't. What is happening? And she's just like, well, it feels to me like you're trying to get people to praise you. And I'm like, okay, well, and then now I know exactly who she is and what she's about.
Yeah.
And so now I'm just like, well, as someone who is the son of a man who was born in Bethlehem, not more than 3 miles from Jesus himself, our Lord and Savior. This is what I actually said. I go, Jesus himself, our Lord and Savior, was supposedly born from there, and growing up as a Catholic in a Christian household, I follow the teachings of the Bible, the New Testament, the teachings of Jesus, not the Old Testament. I follow what God said. And when Jesus said, these are my words, you will not follow those that have come before me. These are the new laws, basically. And he said that we're allowed to praise him through song, through dance. And when we feel the power of the Lord through us, we express ourselves. And if that's what I'm doing and that's what you saw, then I'm not going to apologize for that. And she goes, well, you're not a god, and I will pray for you. And I said, I hope you do.
Yeah.
And she was like, huh? And I was like, I would feel honored if you would pray for me. That would mean a lot to me. Please do. And she's just like, and I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, if God were here right now, if Jesus were here right now, he would look at you and just go, eat a dick. What the fuck is wrong with you, woman? Did you even read what I wrote? Like, go fist yourself. Who the fuck are you? I've spoken to my dad, and we both agree.
You're my dad.
You are not welcome in our house.
Some people just want a confrontation.
Yeah.
They come to you. If they come to you and say shit, they want a confrontation.
But I couldn't believe, like, out of all the reasons to be upset, she chooses the one reason where even if somebody reads, if she wrote it in a report, somebody reads it, they go, well, this person's crazy.
Yeah, right. It's true. In corporate office. Oh, we have to get rid of Patrick. Why? It says
a woman who was off her medication
believes that he thinks he's a god.
Yeah. Even though he never says it, never mentions it, never like, and I'm just like, what is happening?
What does it say about God in his act? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
zero thing.
And
zero thing.
Here's the matter. It was the PG. It was the all ages.
Yeah,
show.
right.
So kids are there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, these children have been exposed to heathens.
Yes.
You know. Whatever you do, ma'am, don't go to any sporting events. They start doing the wave.
You're none of you are gods.
It's an affront to our Lord and Savior. How dare you? You're all going to hell. How dare you raise your arms above you?
60,000 people. Stop it.
Yeah.
Chasing the wave with their eyes. Stop it. Stop it.
All of you will burn. And so it was like, it's insane. And then there's two gentlemen standing there who are like in their mid 50s, early 60s.
Right. And
one guy comes in, he goes, he goes, oh man, I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's terrible. And they go, wow. Do you want us to say something? I go, no, leave her be. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. It's just unfortunate. She misunderstood what's happening. And I was like, well, it's to each their own. And a guy's like, man, I'm so sorry you had to go through it. You okay? And I'm like, this woman is so batshit crazy out of her mind that there are two Gen X men in their 50s, early 60s who are performing empathy on me. They're just like, I've never given a man a hug, but would you like one? I can't believe a fellow human being has had to suffer emotionally as I've been doing some work on myself. And I'm like, you made men in their 50s who think it's hilarious when you see a kid eating an ice cream cone walk into a glass door.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, see, we're of that generation where we say it bang, we're like, wow!
That's hilarious.
And everybody around is like, what is wrong with you, you monster? This poor... The kid starts crying. And you're like, oh! And he probably doesn't even have enough money to get a new ice cream. He's going to eat the ice cream off the floor. Oh my God. And they ran out of the ice cream that I love. And it's like, and you're just like, oh, and these are the guys who are going, that was awful. You poor gentleman. And it's like, do you want me to hold your penis while you pee to help take it? What?
It's sideways.
But yeah. And so here's the best part though. I then do the next PG show, the next all ages show. This woman is sitting in the third row. She came back. She's at the all ages show.
That's what I don't get.
She knows it's me.
Yeah.
She's I'm doing my, Maliha, doing my song thing. And she's sitting there. She's on her phone. And she looks up at me. She's like, And she's just like, what are you going to do now? And I'm like, what is going on? And she stayed the whole show. Stays there for 30 minutes, the whole show. And I'm like, well, now you can't
complain. Did she laugh at all?
No. Not once. Just stared at her phone the whole time. Just stared at her phone. Just like,
that's a weird...
I'm writing letters to Jesus. I'll send him into the ether. I know he gets them all.
I don't understand why.
Yeah.
To do that with your time, then seems weird to me.
She's like, what else am I going to do? Knit? What, be a good person? Be kind to others? Fuck that.
Why don't you go yell at the musicians?
Yeah. God never played the electric guitar. What? What's happening? Yeah, it was so weird. and like seeing her at the second show, and I was like,
Yeah.
I almost want to be like, what? You're back?
Yeah, I know, but
was
then you
like,
can't.
No.
You definitely can't say anything to her because she's probably hoping for that.
Yeah.
She's probably hoping you make a thing out of it on
Yeah.
stage, and now she's got proof and witnesses
Exactly.
and all kinds of shit. She goes, I was just minding my own business, enjoying the show.
And he just attacked me for no. But I didn't say it. I didn't mention, you know, this is crazy, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always slip into Bill Cosby. I find it puts the audience at ease.
I like it. I like how you did it right at the 1 hour mark. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, there you go. And at the 1 hour mark. Now here's my Harvey Weinstein impression.
Let's cover all those bases.
Yeah. Oh my God. My favorite, if we're gonna my favorite is Donald Trump's defense when they were just like, "Did you sexually assault this one?" He's like, "No. Have you seen the way she looks? Of course not. She's way too ugly to sexually assault." And you're like, "Well, I declare this a case of boys will be boys." Yeah. You're like, "Oh my God."
Boys will be boys. Yeah, that's our president, by the way.
Yeah.
He's it's apropos. By the time this podcast airs, by the way, the United States will be gone.
That's right.
By through the week, we won't make it through the weekend. The parade is Saturday. It's all it's all been choreographed. Yeah, I'm not even kidding about it. Now the troops have been released in Texas, and it's this weekend is going to be very, very, very shitty. In the United
I'm just
States.
happy I'm going to be back in Canada. We'll just be eating popcorn, watching from the sidelines.
Well, enjoy it. You
just be
might
like-
you might have a knock at the door.
Yeah, just somebody at the door.
Hey, it's my friend I just met.
Yeah,
Hey,
hello.
Patrick, can you mind if me and my family stays with you forever?
Yeah, and then be like, well, we don't have a lot of room. You'll have to stay in the manger. Whatever you do, nobody raise your arms above your head. This is a God.
Oh, hail Patrick for letting us stay. No, don't stop it. Stop it.
My girlfriend told me, she probably was offended that you looked like Jesus, but she couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't like the guy who looked like Jesus.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
He doesn't even look like the Jesus from the schools. He looks like the real Jesus.
Yeah.
Like the brown Jesus. I don't like that at all.
I don't like that Jesus.
Oh,
I'm fond of the baby Jesus.
I like the Jesus that's blonde hair, blue
Jesus.
eyes,
Yeah,
ripped abs.
You know, he's got the Confederate flag on his robe.
Always drives me nuts. Like Jesus, like right there in the Bible, he was just like, we only have 40 loaves and enough fishes for 40 people and 40 loaves of bread. There's no way we can feed everyone here. And God said, give a bit to everyone. And through God's ways, everyone had enough to eat. It was a miracle. And then they're just like, should we have food for the children in the mornings who can't provide for themselves? Public assistance? Fuck those people!
Get a job.
Listen, if those kids want money, they'll get a fucking job. Just like me. I had a job when I was 11 years old. Really? What was your job? Every morning I would get up. I'd walk downstairs. I'd go into my father's office. And I'd beg him, and I'd say, Papa, here are 17 reasons I deserve an allowance of $1,200 a week. Then we would negotiate.
Do people don't understand, like, different, like, I have friends, family members that they don't understand the classification of people, like like a kid, like, some we're watching the news and some kid got arrested for stealing, and they're like, they go, the kid should go to jail. He was a kid. They go, but what if I'm not saying it's right to steal, but this kid got caught, like the rat from the Disney, Aladdin. Disney movie. The kid, he's stealing bread to feed his family. If I had to steal food to feed my family, I would do it.
I like how you don't remember the guy's name. You're like, the kid from Aladdin. What the hell's his name?
Aladdin.
Aladdin!
The movie Aladdin. No, the kid in Aladdin. The rats. The street rats. The thief. The kid that should have been in jail. I can't connect to the old man. No, the child.
He's got a carpet. It flies.
Aladdin, the movie Aladdin.
He's got the monkey. He's got the genie.
The thing. He steals stuff.
Rubs the lamp, which is a euphemism for his penis.
Yes.
Come on, everybody knows.
The genie comes out and gives him. Then he's happy. Get it?
He's got 3 wishes. What is your wish? I want a bigger penis. I want to steal a bigger penis.
Some people don't understand. I'm not saying it's right to steal, but like there's a difference between robbing a stereo store and selling shit and making money and robbing shit and trying to.
Yeah.
We were almost talking about that in different countries with guys that were drug dealers. I'm not justifying drug dealers, but if you're feeding your entire neighborhood based on the fact you're selling things, some different communities have to do different things to survive.
Yeah.
And people don't understand sometimes That's just the way it is.
Yeah. I remember first time, this is back in...
And there's a way to solve it. There's a way to solve it
Yeah.
besides killing them and putting them in jail.
Exactly.
Maybe helping them out or giving them an opportunity.
Yeah.
As opposed to going, well, don't figure it out, get a job, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. It's, if somebody is below you, you shouldn't step on them.
Yeah.
You should lift them up to be beside you.
Oh, now you're doing the Jesus thing again.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, I mean, Jesus, what the fuck did he ever know? What? I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty popular book.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Yeah, I think it's number 2 behind Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to explain to my daughter how she saw the movie Dune, and she was like, "Oh, it's a good movie. I like it."
The last ones?
Yeah,
the last ones came out?
she saw it, and she was like, "Oh, it's good." It's like she's like, "I like it," and then she watched like, "Yeah, they're not bad." She goes, and her brother loves them, loves the movies,
Right.
And him and his friends, they saw the second Dune. I was like, "Oh, what would you think of the second Dune?" They were like, "Oh my god, so good. We've seen it like 6 times." And I'm like, "Oh," and then he asked me like, "What'd you think of Star Wars?" And they're just like, with like whatever. They're like, because there's no plot. They're like, what the fuck are we watching? There's no hero's journey for the new ones, like not the old but like the Disney ones, right? Like there's no hero's journey.
Right.
Rey shows up. I've learned everything. I know everything. I'm the greatest. And you're like, oh, this is going to be a wonderful movie.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing. You're like, well, what are we watching? And there's no arc. But you watch Dune, and there's like this arc, and he's learning, and he's becoming great,
Yeah.
and
he evolves.
And he evolves. And so I explained to my daughter, and I go, well, Muad'Dib is basically, the guy, the Timothée Chalamet character. He's Space Jesus. That's basically who he is. He's like humble beginnings. Like he's not allowed to. He can't be the chosen one,
Which the story is old as time.
Yeah.
It's been told a million different
Story
ways.
as old as time. What's that from? It's the movie. It's got the kid named Aladdin in it. What's the name of the movie?
Not Aladdin, the kid.
What the fuck is the name of the movie? What is it? Jasmine. That's the name of the movie. Princess Jasmine. So I'm like explaining Space Jesus, and my daughter just goes, oh, okay, yeah, and she like gets it. She's like, wow, and like,
oh, that's cool. She got
just
it.
how she's like, that's so fascinating. That's amazing. And I go, yeah. And then the third movie will come out, and it's like the arc, and like how he, rebel, free the let my people go.
Right.
Like he's just like the freedom, and and it's so well done. And she's like, wow. And I go, and then I hope they stop. And she's like, why? Why is that? And I go, well, because the guy who, he is the whatever it is, he is the Quidsack Hedarak, the Kuka Muka Raka Tiki Tiki Naka Roko, whatever the fuck it's called. And I go, well, because as the tale continues, it goes over hundreds and thousands of years, and he eventually evolves into being like a giant, like, space worm. He's like one of those giant sandworms. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, he keeps evolving. He has like the spice, and he keeps evolving and growing until eventually he's one of these giant massive sandworms, and it's the ultimate the highest level of consciousness you can be
or
at.
whatever.
Yeah, because now you're one with the spice, and spice is life, and you're the giver of life. And she's like that sounds weird. And I'm like, yes, it's nuts and it's insane, and I really hope, because that would be the weirdest movie. Or just you're watching, this is really good, and then the guy's a giant space worm, and he's like, we're all one, and we just have it. You're like, what the fuck am I watching? But if you stop, then But it's so interesting how you have all these books and you have all these novels, and they've been around for God knows how long, and all this stuff. And I only bring it up because now people are just like, I don't know. It seems like this movie's kind of with some weird things. Like, was it supposed to be like, or the sand people, or the desert people, or the Fremen? Are they supposed to be like? Is this like desert people? Is this like Afghanistan? Is that what that's supposed to be like? And you're like, this is before Afghanistan.
Yeah,
this is not
before.
Well, how long have they been hating each other and fighting? You're like, how long ago was the Bible written? It's thousands of years before that. I don't know. There was these two brothers. One was named Cain. The other one's named Abel. They did not care for each other
At all.
And as a child, at one point, you learn about where babies come from. And then you're like, wait a minute. If Cain and Abel were two boys, yes, how did they have a family if there was only one woman and that was their mother? This conversation is over.
It's like the Chuck Cunningham conversation from Happy Days. What's you ever watch Happy Days?
Oh, of course, I loved it. Yeah,
the first season, he had a brother named Chuck, and then
yeah,
he just disappeared.
Oh my God, that's right.
I had a friend that used to do a joke about it, like, "Where's your brother Chuck?" "I think you should leave now." They never justified, explained Chuck. He just disappeared.
The last season or last 2 seasons when Ron Howard didn't want to be part of it anymore.
Yeah.
So Richie goes off to, was it Vietnam?
Yeah.
Was it
Korea?
College?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think he goes to Korea.
Oh, it must have been Korea. Yeah.
I think he's supposed to go to college. Wasn't he supposed to go to college, but he gets drafted into the army or something? I honestly can't remember.
I can't remember.
But it's like I remember he goes off to the military somehow. He goes off to the military. And so the Fonz is on the phone giving the breakdown of what happened. He's like, "Oh yeah, but this is what happened."
Oh, there were a few of those.
Oh,
yeah, I remember
he's like
those.
doing the whole thing. And I remember that Richie comes back from the war, and or he's been in the military, so he's a completely different guy.
Yeah.
And the Fonz is like, "Hey, I've been here looking after your wife and your family. I've been a better parent to your kid than you ever were." And then Richie loses his mind. He's like, "Come on, bucko, let's go." He wants to fight the Fonz. The Fonz like, "You want to fight me?" He's like, "I've been in wife, say come." And
I don't remember any of this.
Oh, it's like the very end, and it's like one of the
This
last.
is after the Jump the Shark episode,
oh,
right?
Like, yeah. Is like, and I love the fact that people don't even know that Jump the Shark is from Happy Days.
That's from
where
Happy
he
Days.
literally jumps a shark.
Right.
And but it's so funny, and I was just
Well, we always go in full circle because that. Ron Howard directed Night Shift.
Right, yeah.
And brought the script to Henry and
Right.
wanted him to play. He said, "Pick the character. You can be either the other guy or the other guy." And he goes, "Well, I want to be opposite."
Right.
'Cause
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to break character.
Yeah.
And that's how Keaton got that part.
That's crazy.
And that's his first big movie to
Yeah.
direct.
Yeah.
And then then everything changes from there.
Then Ron Howard was just like, "I want everything straight down the middle."
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting, nothing too sad, just right down the middle.
Well, it's all a lot of his things. There's a lot of Apollo 13 was him, wasn't it?
Yeah,
right.
And it's just
he does a lot of truth movies, a lot of real based on a true story.
Yeah, and he's like, should we show if somebody was an asshole? Should we show them as an asshole? Sand off the edges.
When Willow, he did Willow.
Yeah. Oh, did he? I didn't know he directed. Why did I not know that?
And I don't know if he was involved in they brought it back streaming. I watched all that.
Oh my God. And this, talk about full circle. Willow, starring I
don't know his name.
Davis. I know his name.
You know what? Val Kilmer. Well, Val Kilmer came back for the he came back for it.
Yeah, what's his name? Davies, the little person.
Right.
But he was starring in the Leprechaun movies.
Right.
And
was he really?
Yeah, he's the Leprechaun in Leprechaun movies.
Oh wow! All right.
And my girlfriend just the other day before
horror movies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before coming out on this trip, she goes, we were chatting and said something, and I was like, "Leprechaun? Oh man!" And she goes, "Oh, but you've seen that, right?" And I was like, "I've never seen the Leprechaun movie. The only one I've seen is
I've never seen
Leprechaun 4, like Leprechaun in the Hood." And she was like, "What?" Like we watched it together.
We watched Leprechaun in the Hood.
Dude, the best.
I gotta watch
movie.
all of them now.
Buddy, I am not exaggerating. Leprechaun, like in the Hood, so fucking good. Like it is such a good bad movie.
It's wrong on every level now.
It's such a good bad movie. I was stunned how good of a bad movie it was. I was shocked. I was like, and there's these three guys in the raise it up. There's quality. This
is high
podcast.
Quality. I'm very high tech here. I don't mess
This
around.
is, you know what I love about this podcast? This is the only podcast that you were like, I didn't have enough money to pay for the full title. It's actually a plodcast. Somehow we get through it. Oh, there you go. That's what you should call it. You could call it shit to plod through.
Yeah, shit to plod through.
Yeah.
I might have to change it now that there's a Schmidt Show out there.
Yeah, Schmidt to plod through. Plod through. No, plod through this Schmidt.
Plod through. That's not a bad one.
Plod through this Schmidt.
I could do that. I don't know. I had to spend a lot of money to fucking trademark Total Schmidt Show.
Look, I don't mean to be that guy, but I'm guaranteeing you, nobody else is gonna fucking trademark plod through this Schmidt.
Yeah, I knew that Total Schmidt Show was gonna be a problem.
Yeah, but it's a great name. It's a great fucking name.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
All right.
I don't know. It turned into fucking. It's a great name. Great fucking name, man. So she goes, "You've never seen the Leprechaun movies?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "I've seen the Leprechaun movies. We used to get high. We'd watch them as when I was a teenager." And I was like, "You got high as a teenager? I can't be with a heathen." And so, not me, a man you should worship as a god.
Now we get to it.
Yeah, and
wait, I'm sorry.
Put your hands up, glory be to me. So we watched the first Leprechaun movie, which surprisingly charming,
Sure.
like shocking and Jennifer Aniston
Well, that's right. She's in that.
stars in it.
Okay.
Right before she got cast as Rachel in Friends. The thing that is outrageous, you watch that movie now, she's playing Rachel. Throughout the
is she
whole
really?
movie, it's Rachel in a horror movie.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, this would be we do a thing called the Gentleman Hecklers. I should have promoted what I do, but whatever. Fuck, who
Yeah.
cares? But we do this
I'll
thing.
give you a spot at the end.
Yeah,
to do
we do this thing called Gentleman
You're almost
Hecklers.
tuned up by then.
What are we at? How much time are we at?
We've been in an hour and a half almost.
Oh, okay, so
we're going to wrap this puppy
So
up.
we're almost at the halfway point.
Yeah.
So...
It's fine. You have a show in an hour.
Oh, fuck, I gotta get ready. I got a show in 2 hours. We're gonna just get it in. Just sliver of a hair. We made it. But yeah. See, now this is what we should have been talking about. This should be the podcast.
Okay. Well, I'll
That's
drop
right
out
here.
the first hour and 20.
That's right.
We'll get right into Leprechaun.
Yeah, that's right. But during the movie, there are so many times where she's so Rachel. You expect her to just be like, Ross.
Yeah.
And she's like, Rachel, there's a leprechaun
There's a short little
outside. You don't, Joey, I don't want to get killed by a leprechaun. You know, it's like, Joey doesn't want to get killed by a leprechaun. Like, it's so it is insane. It is pure insanity.
All right.
She is Rachel Green when she's doing Rachel Green in the Leprechaun. Like the Leprechaun movie, it is so fucking outrageous. And then you see her and you're like, wow, so she just found this character, was able to do this character, knock it out of the park better than anybody could.
Right.
And you watch her in the movie and you're like, she's a good looking girl.
Yeah.
She's not great looking, but she's good looking enough.
Right.
Like nobody could be like, that's not a good looking girl. But nobody's going to be like, holy fuck, she's so hot. You're like, yeah, she's good looking enough.
Right.
You know? But she stands out as an actor so much.
Yeah.
So good. And the guy she's opposite of is a guy who did like a bunch of I think he did like some soap operas and he did like a couple of B movies. He was in Summer School. He played the hot guy in Summer School.
Oh, okay.
So I believe, and so he's got he's experienced,
Right.
But he's like, recites the lines,
Sure.
does what needs to be done,
Yeah, yeah.
gets the job done.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. And the guy from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, he steals Pee-wee's bike.
Right.
Francis.
Yeah.
Remember Francis?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
get you, Pee-wee. He was
Right.
like, whatever, Francis. So the guy who plays Francis plays a mentally handicapped guy in the movie.
Okay.
But he actually plays it super well. And as God is my witness, I fucking guarantee you that Robert Downey Jr. had seen that movie. And when he
use it as the case study for the jungle, what was it called? Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
That's it. Yeah.
Tropic Thunder. And when he goes, never go full retard.
Yeah, yeah.
Never
Right.
go full retard. I guarantee you, he watched that movie and he was like, this guy's really good. He's not
Yeah.
going full retard.
Right.
Like this is, and then we're like, man, you got to put that in the movie. Like, whoa.
Right.
And you probably couldn't use it because you're like, remember Leprechaun? Remember the guy who played Francis? And be like, my cut. I said,
Too much.
Too much.
Okay.
But I can't believe I'm saying it. It is one of the best nuanced, mentally handicapped performances. It's not insulting.
Right.
It's believable. It's a bit and you're like, this poor fucking guy just couldn't get the work. Like, but
that's a hard thing to play.
it's
man.
and
That's really
he
hard
did
to
a
nail that
great
without
job.
being
And the
a caricature, you know what I mean?
and the child actor is
Yeah.
great. Like you watch the movie, and it's better than it needed to be. And
Right.
don't get me wrong. There are people in the movie where you're like, Jesus Christ.
Sure.
How in the fuck?
Why are you working?
Like the 40 people auditioned.
What's your uncle do for the fucking, yeah.
And it's like, there is a leprechaun. And then you're like, oh my God.
Aunt Tammy, is that good? Yes,
You're like,
good.
honey, we're going to be rich. And you're like, what?
Emphasizing the empty
Like,
syllable in the back end of the one syllable word. Rich.
Like, it's so bad. You're like, what are you doing? Oh, and it's like this old lady at the beach. She's like, Christopher, you're just broke again. And I'm like, what? I'm like, where'd she get that accent from? The internet? What the fuck is happening? She's like the white guy from that scary movie with the dreadlocks and that movie, What You Did Last Summer, where the fuck that movie was.
Oh, right, yeah.
You're just like, this is horrible.
Yeah, this is really bad.
But then Jennifer Aniston comes in and you're like, oh my God.
Oh, she's great.
Stands out, and it's a great movie. So we watched Leprechaun, then we watched Leprechaun 2, which is, it's trite. It's no reason. And you're watching it, and the girl is terrible. The guy is terrible. It's in the 90s. And like people are awful in the movie. It makes no sense. You got like this one character actor.
Those 4 sequels.
He's a character actor, and you're like, why is this fucking happening? But then Leprechaun 3, which went straight to DVD, sold something like, I think it sold like 55 or 60,000 copies on DVD.
Really?
Or sorry, VHS.
Oh my God,
so,
VHS.
Like on VHS, like 60. So they were like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like we can't print these fast enough.
Right.
And that was like, and people rented it like crazy.
Yeah.
And it was like, and so then I think the fourth one is Leprechaun in the Hood. And it's got Ice-T in it. It's ending. I can feel it. That's all right. Anyway.
Now it's dropping at full speed.
This is just an infomercial for the Leprechaun franchise. What I'm trying to say is, I bought a warehouse full of Leprechaun DVDs. For the love of Christ.
Which one is in the Hood? Is that number 4?
Yeah, and it's got Ice-T in it. Plays the villain.
Okay.
And he plays Ice-T, and it's fucking.
Ice-T plays himself as the villain.
Like he's like I'm the gangster.
Yeah.
Nobody messes with me in my hood, and it is so you're like, oh my, like it is fucking amazing. Right. And there's these 3 guys, these 3 African American, they play buddies. And everybody I've talked to who has seen Leprechaun in the Hood, I go, are they not like they're nobodies, but the chemistry, and I'm like, those guys are great, right? And everybody goes, I know, they're phenomenal. Why didn't they put them in something? Like they could have had their own movie. Like it's so weird. I'm like, if I ever win the lottery, first thing I'm finding those 3 guys, and I'm like, you're in a movie. I don't give a fuck what you do.
Right.
It's like I'm doing the black version of the 3 Stooges.
Right.
It's going to be called the 3 Brothers. And it's going to be a bunch of like, the fuck you think you punk, motherfucker, bang, what? Yeah. And if you did an African American version of the 3 Stooges, you got money.
Yeah,
you've got money.
Yeah.
And these 3 guys, I couldn't tell you their names. Phenomenal. So Leprechaun 1.
Yeah.
Just so charmingly.
How much money do you own in the Leprechaun franchise? I've never talked this much about the Leprechaun movies in my entire life. It's been 40 minutes of this podcast is the plot of all the Leprechaun movies. That's it.
Oh, God.
When I Google Leprechaun movie, your face comes up.
It's
the
just
new owner
me
of the
that
franchise.
Like, Uncle Patrick, I'll get you a good deal on DVD, VHS, Betamax.
Come on out.
Anything. Laser disc. Kids, you can buy it, frame it.
Reel to reel.
Reel to reel. I got the soundtrack on 8-track. My son asked me, Dad, what? He's like a audiophile. So he's got like, he's 17, but he's got like a record player. He's got his record collection. He's got cassettes. He's got CDs. He's got all this. He's a mixing board. He's got his SoundCloud. He does all this stuff.
Good for him, man.
Plays guitar. He's got his own home studio. Oh my fuck! I just found out where I could be doing my podcast out of. My son has his own studio.
Your son's got his stuff.
Yeah.
There you go. You don't even need to pay for stuff.
Yeah.
He's got it.
I've already paid for it. What the fuck are you talking about? I was like, I can't afford my own
Now
studio.
you can write it off
I'm like,
now.
I can't afford my own studio. My son has everything. Oh, fuck.
Did you write it off? You
No,
can write it.
I
Now
didn't.
you can.
Oh, you know what?
Reach back.
He is the only fly.
I don't know how it works in Canada.
Yeah, well, in Canada, I don't know how it works in the States, but the one fly in the ointment is this. The studio is centrally located within his mother's home,
Yes.
which is the home of my ex-wife, one
Yes.
in the same. So I could go in there, hi, I'm here to record the podcast. Fuck off! All right, I guess that's the end of that
might
dream.
be there you go.
So,
Yeah.
no, she would just be like, this is how it'd be. It would be like, she'd be like, are you going to be done soon? Are you going to? And I'd just be like, Mom!
You would come. You're right. You would come in
Mom!
the middle of recording.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick, I need you to do the laundry. Do you mind?
Yeah,
getting
do you mind
out?
if I do the lawn? This is why we got a divorce. You never grew up. I'm trying to make money here,
I'm trying
babe.
to grow up.
Babe, this is how I'm going to make money. This gets famous. We get money. You get half of it because you took half my soul, including my dick. That's why I can't fuck any women anymore. Your mother took my half of my fucking dick.
This is a high quality production I'm trying to do right here.
This is like you're taking money out of your own son's mouth, which, by the way, you know all that money I can't give you? This is one of the reasons why. You don't allow me to succeed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the conclusion of
That's
our,
it. Let's
our
wrap it up.
podcast. Thank you for listening to Cautionary Tale.
Plug to the camera whatever you want to plug.
Okay.
If you plug Leprechaun, I'm going to punch you right in the fucking head. I don't know if I mentioned Leprechaun.
fuck.
There's one, there's two, there's four.
You can go to my website, assmasters.gov. You can my OnlyFans account. Actually, it's Only Feet. And it's just me shaving my toes.
I'll show some clips of that
That's
in
like,
the podcast. I'll
yes,
edit it
show
in.
some clips of my feet.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, you'll show clips of my feet, and then I'll show you clits with feet. It's a little website I like to do. It's called Go Foot Yourself, and it's called Inches of Fun. Every dick is at least a foot. That's what it is. So you can go to my website, patrickmaliha.com. Believe it or not, it was available.
Good for you. There's not another one out there?
No, you know what's funny is I always tell people I'm the easiest person to find. I'm just Patrick Maliha. I'm the only one on the planet Earth, and every once
Do you
in a
have Patrick Maliha on Insta and all that other shit
yeah,
too?
everything is my
Good
name
for you.
because people go Patrick. They go, that's impossible. You can't be the only one. I'm like, there's 7.5 billion people on the planet Earth. Only one Patrick Maliha.
That's good.
Because even God was like, "Ooh, that's too many."
I think we've made a mistake.
He was like, "Listen, I don't mean to be that guy, but even a broken clock is right twice a
Break
day."
that machine.
He was like, what can I say? I made a platypus, and then I made this guy, and then my son came in and go, Dad, you're eating the wrong mushrooms. Oh, fuck me. Fuck me. I made a platypus, I made a Patrick Maliha, and then you know what I realized I made? What? A mistake.
I started on the Leprechaun movie.
That's right. This is just the story my mom told me. I don't want to say you were a mistake, but the doctor says this is the best way to describe it. Oh. My father refers to me as that guy before the one I love.
That's funny.
Oh, anywho.
All right.
So everything is Patrick Maliha, everything. And Google Gentleman Hecklers. I don't know if anybody wants to see that. We've done some very good stuff. Netflix, if you're on Netflix, we co-wrote an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000, and it's so you go to Netflix, you type in Mystery Science Theater 3000: The Return, and we did. I think it's episode 2. It's the one. It's called. I should know this.
You mentioned it the other day.
We did very well for us.
Yeah, it's very successful.
This is also why I'm not successful.
Yeah.
People
you
are like,
can't remember the biggest thing you did. Good
People
for you.
go, tell me your best joke, and I'm like, are you my grandson? How many shoes did I come here with? 2. I have 1 too many. No, it was Cry Wilderness. That's the name of the movie we did, Cry Wilderness.
Okay.
And it did very well. Before we co-wrote the episode Cry Wilderness. We went onto IMDb to find out what we were going to be working on.
Yeah.
IMDb just listed it as movie, and that was it. Like, gave a couple of credits. There was no information anywhere about it. Nobody knew what the fuck it was about.
Oh, great.
We didn't.
Yeah.
They sent us a screening for it. We were like, what is this? We saw it. And other people who were working on it remotely, they were just like, what the fuck? And myself and my two writing partners, we've done a lot of stuff together. We were just like, this is going to be the greatest. We're like, and we got like 35% of the material in that movie is from us. Like we got like hundreds of jokes in there.
That's great.
We were so proud, so very proud. It was unbelievable. And my buddy, he came up with the catchphrase that they have where when you see it and it's like, bang! And it goes bang.
Yeah.
When you watch it,
Yeah.
that catchphrase took off. And he tweeted out and he was like, one thing I'm proud of this year is I was the guy who came up with bang for Cry Wilderness. And it got retweeted like hundreds of thousands of times. People lost their minds. They couldn't believe. They were like, oh my God. And I was just like, I was there too. And they're back of the bus, fucking loser.
Shut up.
Who's this asshole raising his arms?
Twitter.
You're not a god. I'm like, demigod? Yes, watch that. It's wonderful. Every time somebody watches it, I get a half penny. So
Yeah, that's how it works these days. It's
I
great.
I love it. And I think that's it. Also, you can catch me numerous bus stops. I'll be the one waiting.
Live events. in
Live
Canada.
live events
Live
in Canada.
events. Or on cruise ships.
More on cruise ships. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I should mention this. Live events. That's right. This goes out to everybody. If you're in the Vancouver area, I'm starting a show Wednesdays at a thing called Comedy After Dark. And it's called the Wednesday 9:30 p.m. show at Comedy After Dark with Patrick Maliha. It's every Thursday at 7.
No one's showing up. I don't know.
I don't understand. I'm trying to be
terrible.
meta.
Son of a
So
bitch.
yeah, so it's the Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. show at Comedy After Dark, and it's me for an hour, and I just get up there and I just talk about stuff. I bring people up from the audience and interview them. We have if you get pulled up from the audience, you reach into things called the bag of crap. And you reach in there. There's various things in there that you could win. It's all crappy stuff. That's hence the term, the bag of crap. I'm not one for nuance.
No,
I
you're either right to the point or way off.
that's
There's no in between. There's no in between.
oh, but anywho,
Anyway.
thank you for tuning in to
Yes.
this is episode number 413 of the Leprechaun podcast.
We'll have Leprechaun merch out soon.
No, what's his name? Davies? Is it? It's not Jonathan Rice Davies. That's the guy from Indiana Jones. Indy, we have to go. Bad dates. It's not him.
The actor from the movie?
From Leprechaun, the little person.
I can't remember. Well, Willow too. Then I didn't know he was the
and
same
Willow.
guy.
Same guy. Same
I
guy.
should know that.
And he's the guy in Extras as well.
can't-
Same guy.
Right.
I think Extras. Was
Yeah,
he in
Extras,
Extras?
that was it.
Oh, no. Big
Whatever.
Life, Little Life.
All right, we're gonna get out of here.
We gotta
And
go. We've
on a
run out
side-
of tape.
On a side note, it's been great being an American for my entire life, and this country had a nice run. I'm glad it's over. And by the time you're seeing this, I'll be living in Mexico. I'll have my address out soon, and try not to burn all my shit in Los Angeles. And my daughters will be with me as well. Take care. You're still watching? That's amazing. Nobody does that. Nobody, but you did. That means you want more. Pick one of these clips. Go for it. I dare you. Hey, also follow one of those social media thingies.